Now that I've got my plan all set up, I'm going to add a few notes to it. So I am going to use this tool here. This is your annotation text tool. And then within that, you've got all of these various options to choose from. So the first one we'll look at is the leader line. So this is where if you want to have an arrow with text after it. So I'm going to just add a note here for this microwave, and I'm just going to pull it from one end to the other, and then it can have multiple arrows if you want to, or just click there. And then I'm going to call that the microwave. All right, and it's a little farther away than I wanted it to be, so I'm just going to leave that there. And then the next tool we're going to look at is the text tool. There's two different types. There's the regular text tool, and then there's the rich text tool. And there is a difference between the two. So let's look at this text tool first. So when I click it, and then I just click where I want it to go. So if I want to add a basic label for my dishwasher. So I'm just going to type there and call that my dishwasher. And then within here, I have my options over on this menu. So under my attributes, I can tell it the alignment, and I can position it here if I have an exact position I want. And I can set the margins for the text box. I can make it into a link. Here's where I change the color and the style of it if I want to override the defaults. And if I want to do a fill behind it, sometimes I want to do that because it needs to sit over top of something else. So that puts this white background behind it. So I'm going to have that as a solid. And then under the text style, this is where you can tell it how the size and the font, and if you want any other special attributes for that font, or you can just use the default for that layer. So I want this one actually. Let's just use the text style for the layer. So we'll just click OK, and that gives us that tag for that dishwasher. And then I can just hold my control key and move that right into position. So that will tag that dishwasher. So let's look at the rich text. It's going to be slightly different. Within the rich text, you just click where you want it to go, and then you get this editing window. So it's more like a text editor when you open this up. So you can type in here. So if I was going to do my dishwasher in here, then I can control it more like a text editor. So I can change the font size there. I can change the font there, and then here's my other attributes, my alignment. And then the other thing that you have the availability to do in the rich text is add your macros. So over here, this button is the macros. So if we click on this, we are going to see all of this various information that we can add in. And this is going to give you a formula, sort of like when you use formulas maybe in Excel or something like that, that you can add in that will automatically update depending on the information. So if I wanted to put a current timestamp on, I could do that. Or a date. So it's going to give you this formula here. And so if I go to OK, so that's going to give me that's today. That's when I am recording this. And so then that will always automatically update. Okay, so that's how rich text and macros work. So let me just delete that. I'm going to get rid of that. And let's see, here's a text line with an arrow. So text line with arrow, that's just if you just need an arrow with no text on it. A call out is going to be one of these. And then a marker looks like this. So you really use these like in your elevations to mark your heights and things. You can add a note here. So if you add these notes, you can link these in with your schedules and other things. So this is a bit more advanced, but just showing you the tool. And so you can also manage your notes and link them and manage your your macros as well. So those are all of your annotation tools.